My dear students, Vetri welcomes you all. I am Dr. Gunasegaran, going to take NEET original question papers in unit wise between the years 22-25. I have already discussed 2016 to 2021. I have discussed. Kindly refer my previous videos. So in this, I am going to discuss unit wise the question papers, that is the NEET original question papers. I am going to discuss between 22 and 25. Okay. So here I am going to give tricks to solve NEET question paper. Before that, you must understand some information regarding the NEET syllabus and pattern. Originally, when NEET was introduced in 2016, actually each subject had 45 questions. So totally 180 questions were asked. After a few years, now changed the pattern into, that is 50 questions in each subject, totally 200. Now, in this year, 2025, the syllabus is entirely changed. Previously, we have to study 30 units in chemistry for NEET. Now only 20 units. So for student point of view, this is very, very easy and luck for them to concentrate. Whereas in other state board examinations, still they are following only 30 units. So this point I want to clarify. And second thing regarding the question pattern, again the old pattern was introduced. So 45 questions in each subject. Now they have asked in this 2025. So 22 to 25 I am discussing. But before 25, 50 questions each subject. Now this year only 45. So this the information you must have. So today I am going to discuss the basic concept of chemistry, that is the first unit. So in the first unit, for the student point of view, I want to give informations. My dear students, what are the topics, subtopics you have to concentrate to answer all questions in chemistry to get 45, all 45 questions. Number 1, importance of chemistry. Number 2, matter and its classification. Number 3, laws of chemical combination. When you say laws of chemical combination, there are 5 laws. Whenever elements converted into compounds, they have to obey the 5 laws. Law of conservation of mass, law of definite proportion, law of multiple proportion, law of reciprocal, law of combining volumes. Only based on these laws, any compound can be formed from elements. Most important. The next subunit or topic, atoms and molecules. What is the atom? What is the molecules? What are the differences? The next unit, atomic mass, equivalent mass, and molecular mass. And third, most important subtopic, mole concept. Very, very important concept. Most of the questions are based on mole concept only will be asked. Number 7, determination of empirical and molecular formula. Actually, this is suitable for the organic point of view normally, even though it is introduced here. Because in organic chemistry, when we are want to determine the molecular formula, so we have to detect the elements, determine the percentage. From the percentage, we have to arrive the empirical formula. From the empirical formula, then after determination of molecular weight, we can calculate molecular formula. Right. The next topic is concentration terms. What are concentration terms? Important terms you have to discuss in the laboratory. So, it is that I will discuss later. Before that, so redox is the 9th I have given, even though it is given here. The recently, as per new syllabus, this redox reaction was it was kept earlier as the separate chapter unit. Now it is included under the electrochemistry. This point you must have. So let me give. I told you mole is the important. Any chemistry student you must know. So let me give few minutes introduction to give a clear idea regarding mole. First thing is, you must know what is matter. Any object having characteristic mass and characteristic energy and occupies a characteristic space in the universe is called matter. So whatever we are seeing in the world, universe, seeing in the world, we can call it as matter. It may be solid, it may be liquid, it may be gases. That is commonly given in all books. Additionally, we have 2 more based on the physical classification. So matter we can classify based on the physical classification and the chemical classification. Based on physical classification, that is based on physical properties, I can classify matter into 5. One is solids, liquid, gases, plasma, and Bose-Einstein condensate. First 3 all you know. What is the second one? Plasma is nothing but when inert gas element like neon, you have to heat in your bulb at a very high temperature. So the gases gets ionized and leaving the electron, forming a product that is, we'll call it as that matter is plasma. So plasma TV, it is based on this matter. The next one, Bose-Einstein condensate, the 5th one. Probably this is given in the 9th book, but not given in the 11th and 12th. Bose-Einstein condensate, this is a different, same gases closed in a glass container, closed container, but cool it under minus 273 Kelvin. Very, very low temperature. The gases behave as a new matter. It is called Bose-Einstein condensate. So this is the most important regarding for physical classification. Coming for chemical classification, I can classify first into 2 types. One is pure substances, another is mixer. What is pure substance? Anything pure, we will call it as pure substance. Suppose, say take an apple. It is one apple. It is pure. Now, you take a pure orange. It is a pure. Suppose if I mix these two, apple and orange, it is called a mixture. Kindly follow. The easiest way to. The same way, the pure substance, I can classify further into two ways. One is elements, another is compounds. One is elements, another is compound. Elements we can classify into two types. One is atomic element, molecular element. I told you compound can be formed from elements by obeying laws of chemical combination. What is the difference between atomic element and molecular element? Atomic element means its element is containing only one type of atoms. Example, all metals. So for example, simple example, I can give you carbon. Then I can give sodium. So this is an example, atomic element. This carbon is non-metal, sodium is metal, element. Whereas molecular formula, that is the element will give, example, fluorine, chlorine, then phosphorus, P4, and sulfur, S8. Kindly follow what is the difference between atomic and molecular element means. In molecular element, again, elements having same type of atom present, but more than one atom will be there. So F2, 2, Cl2, 2, P4, 4, S8, 8. So here I am introducing for you the name, the name is atomicity. Atomicity. What is atomicity? Kindly follow. That is total number of atoms present in one molecular element is called atomicity. Total number of atoms present in one molecular element is called atomicity. So in this case, F2, 2 atomicity, chlorine, 2 atomicity, phosphorus, 4 atomicity, and sulfur, 8 atomicity. I hope clear. Now, coming for the compounds. So, what is the compound? Compound is a substance, it is a pure substance having minimum more than 2 different atoms. Minimum more than 2 different atoms. A simple example, CO. Carbon and oxygen is a gas, is a compound. Then H2O, it's a liquid. Again, hydrogen and oxygen, only 2. So this is, I can call it as compound. Compound can contain more number of atoms. But so now we have a clear idea what is the difference between element and compound. Element means only same type of atoms. Compound means different types of atom. Okay. So with this idea, let me come for the mole. What is mole? I can define mole any pure substance that contains 6.023 into 10 to the power of 23 particles, which may be atoms or molecules or ions or any other entity is called mole. Is called mole. So here the interesting information, mole can be expressed in 3 ways. One is molar mass, molar particles, and molar volume. That means mole and mass, mole and particle, and molar. Volume is applicable only for gases. Only in the case of gaseous element, gaseous compounds, we have to apply volume. So the 2 important information I will give, then I will go for the next topic. Coming for the particle, we will use now Avogadro number. That is, Avogadro number means 6.03 10 to the power of 23 particles. So 1 mole of an atom contains 6.03 10 to the power of 23 atoms. 1 mole of a molecule will contain 6.03 10 to the power of 23 molecules. That is the difference. Coming for volume, we will call it as molar volume. 22.4 liters of any gas, say methane, or chlorine, or carbon dioxide, any gas will occupy a volume of 22.4 liters. So 1 mole equal to 22.4 liters. So this is the idea you must have. So normally when they are asking question in the NEET, they will give mole and mass. One will be given, other will be asked. Mole and particles, mole and volume. And also mass and the volume will be correlated, volume and particle will be correlated, and mass and particle will be correlated. So you have to study in this case. Kindly follow. Next. Coming for concentration terms, I told you, the most important thing is, one is percentage. Percentage means we can give volume percentage and mass percentage. The next, mole fraction. Mole fraction of solute, mole fraction of solid we can give. 3, molality. 4, molarity. And 5, normality. Here one interesting information I want to point out. Normality is not used in any foreign countries. Only in India we are using. So, only they will use molarity. Okay, with this idea, now I am going to discuss the questions asked in year-wise from 22 to 25. In 2022, there was no question asked under the basic concept in chemistry. Now in NEET 2023, a question is asked. So let me read the question, kindly follow. The right option for the mass of carbon dioxide produced by heating 20 grams of 20% pure limestone within bracket atomic mass calcium. The given equation, calcium carbonate gives calcium oxide plus carbon dioxide. Here limestone is nothing but calcium carbonate. So, from the stoichiometry, we have to express in terms of mass. Then from that they have asked. Options are 1, 1.76 gram, 2, 2.64 gram, 3, 1.32 gram, and 4, 1.12 gram. This question is very, very easy. So the decomposition taking place at 1200 Kelvin. So the solution now, kindly follow me. So this is the stoichiometry. 1 mole of calcium carbonate gives calcium oxide 1 mole carbon dioxide. So I am giving in terms of mass 100 gram calcium carbonate, 56 grams molecular weight of CaO, calcium oxide, carbon dioxide 44 grams. So with this, now we have to approach our problem. Now from the stoichiometry, 100 grams of pure calcium carbonate produces 44 grams of carbon dioxide. That is from the stoichiometry. Now let us first calculate this way. 20 grams of calcium carbonate will produce carbon dioxide equal to, that is 44 divided by 100 into 20 equal to 8.8 grams of the carbon dioxide, pure carbon dioxide. Kindly follow. Pure carbon dioxide. Now, 20 grams of 100% calcium carbonate pure will produce 8.8 grams of carbon dioxide. What is the question asked? 20 grams of 20% calcium carbonate impure will produce. So, it is 20 gram pure gives 8.8 whereas 100 gram gives 1.76 gram. So very, very easy way we can. So let us see the answers. So key number 1 is the correct answer. This is the correct answer. Kindly follow me. Now, the second question asked in 2023. Weight within bracket grams of 2 moles of organic compound which is obtained by heating sodium ethanoate with sodium hydroxide in presence of calcium oxide is option A 1 32 grams, 2 30 grams, 3 18 grams, 4 16 grams. My dear students, what they are asking, they are giving sodium ethanoate and along with the sodium hydroxide and calcium hydroxide, they are asked to heat. What is the product formed? First, it is organic point of view. So you have to identify the hydrocarbon. Then the question is, after identifying the hydrocarbon, what is the weight of 2 moles of hydrocarbon? So, 2 important information calculation you must. So let me go for the stoichiometry. So this is the stoichiometry organic point of view. Sodium acetate plus sodium hydroxide calcium oxide produce 2 moles of acetic acid into 2 moles of methane. The sodium hydroxide and calcium oxide is called soda lime. Soda lime. What is the characteristic action of soda lime means? If you take any sodium salt in presence of sodium hydroxide and calcium hydroxide, from the acid, CO, carbon dioxide will go leaving the hydrocarbon. Here 2 carbon, it is acid of acetic acid. So after removing carbon dioxide, methane is formed. Suppose if you take sodium propionate, product will be ethane. So very, very interesting information. So as per the equation, we are getting methane. So we can calculate the molecular weight of methane, carbon 12, 4 hydrogen 4, so totally 16 grams. So this is 1 mole, so 2 into 16, 32 grams. This is the answer. Very, very easy if you understand. Kindly follow. The correct answer is 1 is 32 grams of the weight is organic compound formed, 2 moles of organic. Question number 3. This is a somewhat difficult questions. You should be very careful for this one. Kindly follow. This is asked in 2023. 2024. This question is asked in 2024. Third question. 1 gram of sodium hydroxide, please follow, 1 gram sodium hydroxide was treated with 25 ml of 0.75 molar HCl solution. The mass of sodium hydroxide left unreacted is equal to. So you have to assume now. So we have in a conical flask 25 ml. The strength is 0.75 m molar solutions. So I am adding 1 gram of sodium hydroxide. After the reaction takes place, what is the remaining unreacted sodium hydroxide? This is the question. Options are, in terms of milligram, they are giving option 1, 750 milligram, 250 milligram, 0 milligram, and 200 milligram. So let me start now with the solution. Please follow. This is the very, very interesting questions. Normally, it is very difficult to follow. So let me take now. Mass of sodium hydroxide used 1 gram. I know molecular weight of sodium hydroxide is 40 gram. But I am using 1 gram. So, you keep it in mind. Now let me come for the volume of HCl solution used, 25 ml. 25 ml. That means 25 ml of 0.75 molar solutions. So moles of HCl equal to 0.75 molar. So now we'll go for the stoichiometry. So when you multiply 25 into 0.275, you will get this answer. 25 into 0.75, you will get this answer. So now we have this the reactions, equations, stoichiometry. Sodium hydroxide, sodium chloride, water. Because when add sodium into the solution, it becomes sodium hydroxide. So actually it is not reacting as a sodium. It is converted some amount into sodium hydroxide and used here. So this is the stoichiometry. So now we know moles of HCl equal to molar into V. That means 0.75 and 0.25. So we will use this. It is 0.01875. Kindly follow. The interesting information here it is, this is the moles of HCl. Now, kindly follow. Molar mass of sodium hydroxide 40 grams. Moles of 1 gram of sodium hydroxide 1 by 40, 0.025 ml. That is why we have given earlier 1 by 40, that is 0.025 mole. So sodium hydroxide molarity we know. Moles of HCl we have already calculated, that is 0.01875. So both are in molarity. So which is the higher strength? Sodium is higher strength, 0.025. HCl is lower strength, 0.01885. You subtract these two. From sodium hydroxide, you have to subtract HCl. So you can identify unreacted sodium hydroxide equal to 0.025 mole minus 0.01875 mole. That means we are getting now 0.00625 mole unreacted. So now we have to give in terms of gram. That molarity we have to convert into gram. What is mass of unreacted sodium hydroxide equal to mole into molecular weight. Mole into molecular weight. So what is mole? I can simply say, simply multiply by 40 into 0.05, you will getting now 25 gram. 25 gram I can express in terms of 250 milligram. Because in the answer, they are expressing in terms of milligram. So this is the correct answer. So where is the answer now? It is given in 2. So this is the correct answer. Very, very interesting. So we are converting sodium in the form of sodium hydroxide. We are calculating the molar. HCl we are converting into molar. Then subtraction. After subtracting, the difference is unreacted sodium molarity. Simply mole into the molecular weight give the total unreacted sodium, 250 milligram. Okay? Next question, fourth one. This question asked in 2024. Let me read now. A compound X, this is an hypothetical, contains 32% of A, 20% of B, and the remaining percentage of C. Kindly follow, they have not specifically given, it's an hypothetical problem. X is a compound containing element A, element B, element C. Element 32% of A, 20% of B, and the remaining is 30 plus 20 is 52. So automatically 48 will be the percentage of C. Then they are asking the empirical formula of X is very, very simple if you understand the calculation of empirical formula. So they given the atomic masses of hypothetical compound A 64, B 40, C 32, Mu mass unit, mass atomic units. The empirical formula options given A2 BC2, second ABC3, ABC2, ABC4. Please follow, my dear students. This is the calculation of empirical formula. So what we have to do now, we have to go for a tabular column. This we have done already, you have done already in the class. So first column, element, name of the elements. Second column, percentage of the element. Third column, percentage of the element divided by its atomic mass. And fourth column, all the ratio, the smallest value you have to take and divide all the value by the least. You will get some whole values. That whole values you have to represent in the corresponding symbol of the element. You will get the empirical formula. Let me go for now. 32. In the problem, it is given atomic weight 64. 32 by 64, nothing but 0.5. B, 20%. 20 divided by 40, again 0.5 mole. Then C, remaining 48 divided by 32, it is 1.5. So among these, what is the lowest value? 0.5. So previous reading, that is previous meaning 0.5, 0.5, 1.5, divided by smallest number 0.5. So 0.5, 0.5, 1, 0.5, 0.5, 1, and 1.5, 0.5, 3. So these values we have to introduce in the corresponding symbol of the element. A1, B1, C3. This is the empirical formula. So for simply, I am now representing A, B, C3. It is the correct answer. I hope you understand. So we will see the answer now. It is given 2 is the correct answer. A, B, C3 is the correct answer. Now, coming for this year, 2025, the question is, the fifth question, among the following, choose the ones with the equal number of atoms. Please follow, I told you, mole is the most important. Mole can be expressed in terms of mass. Mole can be expressed in terms of particles. Mole can be expressed in terms of volume in the case of gases. And even they have given 2, that is list 1, list 2, like that they have given. Kindly follow here. What is A? 212 grams of sodium carbonate, molar mass 106. Please follow. 248 grams of sodium oxide, solid, molar mass 62. 240 grams of sodium hydroxide, solid, molar mass 40. 12 grams of hydrogen, molar mass 2. 220 grams of carbon dioxide, gram, molar mass 44. Continuation of question. So still question continues. So they are given 5, A, B, C, D, E. So now they are asking question. The question is, choose the correct answer from the option given below. What are the options? Option A, B, C only. Option 2, A, B and D only. 3, B, C and D only. And 4, B, D and E only. The idea here it is, you have to work out all the A to E, and from that you have to identify in which case there is total number of atoms are equal. Please follow. The question is, the ones with equal number of atoms, particle atoms. So you have to convert all these compounds and the elements, you have to express in terms of atoms. Understand now? So let me calculate one by one. Because the molar mass is also given, you follow me. After calculation, you have to compare and find out in which case equal number of atoms present. A, B, C, D, E, and whether A, B or A, C or A, D or A, B, C, D, like that, we have to identify. So now go for solution now. The first question is, let me take A. 212 grams of sodium carbonate, molecular weight given 106. You know, mole, I told you again mole. Now only you must come for. Mole equal to weight by the corresponding molecular weight. In the case of compound, mole equal to weight by atomic weight in the case of atomic element. So for compound, molecular element or molecular compound, this is the formula we have to apply. So in cases, all the cases, they are only molecules. So this is not useful. So this is useful. So now let me take now, that is first case, I am dividing now. Why I am dividing, converting into mole? Because so if I want to convert into particle, it is a tedious process. Instead of that, I can prepare the mole, they calculate mole, then compare. In which cases all moles are same, automatically the particles also will be same. Agree now? So let me now take now. In this case, so 2 mole, that is 212 divided by 106. So we are getting 2 mole. 1 mole, this is a compound. 1 mole means 6.023 into 10 to the power of 23 molecules. So molecules 6.023, that is nothing but I have given the form of Avogadro number. So now it is given already, kindly follow, 6.023 into 2 mole. So 2 into 6, 12. So 12 Na. I am giving, that is, AN means Avogadro number. In this case, 12 Na. That means Na in the case, you have to write in the form of 6.023 in 10 to the power of 23. This is the molecule. So molecules. Kindly follow. So in these molecules, actually, now we have to think of, kindly follow. So, and in how many atoms are present? This is actually the 2, 3 plus 3, 6. That's why we have multiplied by 6. Kindly follow. 2 mole into 6. Why we are multiplying? That's why we are multiplying. 6 atoms are present in the molecule. So 2 into 6, 12. Avogadro number. So now it is, instead of molecules, it is atoms. Kindly follow. 12 Na atoms. First question. Second, again easy. 248 grams of sodium oxide, molar mass 62. 248 by 62 divide, you will get 4. How many atoms are there? 3 atoms multiplied by 3. Avogadro number, that is 6.023 number 23. 3 into 4, 12 Na. So identical. A and B are identical, same. Now go for C now. 240 grams of sodium hydroxide is containing 3 atoms, sodium, oxygen, hydrogen. So molar mass 40. So 240 by 60. Kindly follow. So answer is 6. So 6 here, kindly follow, into now I can, the multiplied by this one, the actually, 3, because sodium hydroxide is only 3 atoms. So 3 into 6, it is 18. 18 Na. Kindly follow. 18 Na. 18 Na. I hope clear now? So this is the most important. So this is 6 into 3, so 18. Next one, D. So when you go for D, 12 grams of hydrogen. 12 grams of hydrogen. That means hydrogen is also molecular element. So molecular weight. So 12 divided by 2, 6. 2 atoms, 2. So 2 into 6, 12. So 12 Na. Particles, atoms. Now E, 220 grams of carbon dioxide gram, molar mass 44, 220 by 44, 5. So carbon dioxide 3 atoms, 3 into 5, 15. That is 15 Na. Now just see here, in the first case, you can follow me. In the first case, A containing say, the 12 into 6.6, not 6.03 number of 23 atoms, B again containing same, then D again containing same. So answer will be A, B and D is the correct answer. So now go for the option given. So answer is 2. That is A, B and D. So this is a very interesting question we must understand. So my dear students, so I have discussed up to 2025. So the next topic, because I told you already only 20 topics are there. The next topic is atomic structure. I will discuss in the next class. Bye bye, Dr. G.